Well, the transgendered sports thing, I think, is pretty simple. I think it's unfair that a person who has developed, as I did, male muscles and so on, competes in women's sports. I think that's just stupid, and I wish people wouldn't do it, and for the most part, they don't. If you're going to just play tennis with someone else just for fun, I don't care. But if you're going to compete for money or for glory, then you should you shouldn't take advantage of male muscle mass in the same way that you shouldn't, as a woman, as an XX person with XX chromosomes, take male hormones to get stronger muscles to run faster. I think that kind of defeats the purpose of the women's NBA or something. So that's one way of looking at it. I think that in a free society, people who want to change gender should be allowed to, and there should be the minimal intervention of the state. So I don't believe that it should be paid for by other people. Changing gender is not expensive. It costs about as much as a small car. When I see a bunch of new small cars on the street, I think, oh, I wonder why those people didn't change gender. Well, they don't want to change gender. I'm always surprised. That's why my forehead is flat. I keep going, oh, why? So I think people it shouldn't be subsidized. It shouldn't be a public expenditure. But if you want to do it, you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, you want to buy a gender, go ahead, feel free. I think the bathroom issue, which is a big deal in some quarters, is a silly issue. As I am, I'm supposed to go into the men's room? Come on, give me a break. That's stupid. And I'm not in the ladies' room in order to peek up someone's dress. I'm in the ladies' room to pee. So the whole thing is quite absurd. And what's so ridiculous about the bathroom issue is that every private home in the United States has bi-gender bathrooms. Both men and women go to the bathroom in the bathroom in the house. So come on, this is silly to have, oh, well, we've got to have a ladies' room and a men's room. Oh, my word. We've got to check people's what? Check people's genetics at the door? How are you going to do that? It's a silly idea. As far as Francis Collins and the manipulation of the genome is concerned, I think that carefully done, that's well worth doing. There are terrible inherited diseases that we may eventually be able to eliminate this way. I know it's controversial in the case of Down's syndrome, but there are some that are not controversial. If you have some terrible inherited disease that completely cripples you, then we'd rather not have such children. But you got to know your history here, because eugenics means good genes. That's what it means in Greek. And the eugenic movement, 100 years ago, every major scientist believed in it on the basis of very primitive understanding of how genetics worked. They didn't even know about DNA. Now maybe we're in a position to do a more subtle job, but we've got to watch out for it, because we know how the eugenic movement ended. It ended in the Holocaust.